Baylor running backs coach AJ Steward is no longer on the Baylor staff. Just a huge FYI. And it was probably one of those situations where he was more of a zone guy, a wide zone type of guy, and now we're in a spread offense, so it didn't work out. And I wish him good luck wherever he goes next. And that leaves two more positions that are to be determined on the staff offensively, because we all know Jake Spavital is keeping Sean Bell. He's no longer quarterbacks coach, Sean Bell, but he's the tight ends coach. And this leaves the offensive line coach in Eric Mateos and wide receivers coach Dallas Baker in all this. We're going to have to wait and see what happens, and I'm going to tell you up front, nothing will surprise me if one of those guys or both of those guys are gone, or even both will stay. I'm just telling the truth about this. And we're going to have to wait and see what really happens with those other two positions, like I said, and the transfer portal as well. Because I know they're going to hit the portal hard. They're going to have to. And get this offense, at least the offensive part, fit the scheme what Jake Spavital wants to run in like a spread offense that's up tempo. Because I know there are plenty of guys there right now in the portal that would fit the scheme. Of course, we need to hit the transfer portal on defense. Let's not forget, the defense has their problems too. And I know Dave Aranda is going to take over the play calling, and he's going to be more involved defensively. And he should have been in it earlier, but you get the whole point. I would definitely say the front seven needs to be looked at. I would definitely say that. Maybe corner/safeties as well. And I know this is not a big recruiting class. That I know it's not been signed yet, but it's not a big one like at all. And we got to try to find a way to retain some of those guys. But obviously, we're going to have some attrition from players leaving the transfer portal. And we already know Blake Shapen, he's entered the transfer portal. Though I'm not positive that he's going to come back after this OC hire, which I don't blame him if he doesn't want to come back. Wouldn't be shocked if he decides, hey, you know what, I'm going to run it back. But at the same time, it's a new scheme. He has to try to win the job again against Sawyer Robertson. And I know we got in that recruiting class Nate Bennett as a scholarship quarterback. Of course, we got RJ Martinez as well. But I would think they're going to have to get at least one guy, at least for depth, and maybe not just for depth, but maybe outright to win the job too. It's not like Sawyer is bad. It's just he is inexperienced. Let's be clear, and I know he didn't do as good at first, but part of it was due to an ankle injury that he suffered in the Utah game, which affected his mobility and the way to step into his throws at times. But we saw what he did in that West Virginia game in terms of throwing the ball. So he can be that good. And he's going to be familiar with the offense. Because remember, before he came to Baylor, he was under the late Mike Leach at Mississippi State for 2 years. And in high school, he was in a spread offense that was up tempo. So he's going to be more familiar to the system. I am not sure about his middle school days, but or even younger than that, but it's pretty good to have somebody that's already familiar with the system a little bit. Though, of course, the plays are going to be a little bit different, possibly. It's not like a air raid. It's going to be a little bit more running, but this is just a huge FYI on AJ Steward, and I will update y'all on the other two positions and the offensive line and wide receivers coach, if there are changes there. And maybe there are changes on the defense as well, but we have to wait and see. And same thing goes for strength and conditioning, and I'm sure they're looking at every possible thing on the staff to try to be better at. Because the truth is, we need to get better in terms of strength. Because the trenches this year were disastrous, to say the least. And I'm not just talking about transfer portal on the offense in terms of wide receivers, quarterbacks. I'm talking about the offensive line. And I get you gotta have to have speed guys, but it's important to have the offensive line. Because if you don't have an offensive line that's good, you can't do a lot. I mean, look at what happened last year. I mean, if you can't run the ball, you can't protect. I mean, that's the thing. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more, so make money out this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video really helps the YouTube algorithm. So more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the notification bell as well.